Hello Year 11 and welcome to my top 4 techniques to help you revise for your exams this summer. I'm going to talk you through 4 and also show you a couple of demonstrations as well. The first one is really simple but so important for both papers, and that's just learning the definitions. The best way to do this is the simple process of cover, look, write and check until you get it right, and then move on to the more challenging ones. The second method, which I'm going to show you a little demonstration of later, is the use of exam papers. Actually going through a paper, not necessarily even having to write out each answer, but looking at the questions and thinking, could I answer that, or is that a question I need to go back and do some more revision on? This, alongside the use of a mark scheme, will really help you. You can look at the answers the exam board are looking for and fill the gaps in your knowledge in the papers themselves with those. I'm also going to show you the tip number 3, which is the Seneca Learning. Most of you are already set up with this tool. It's an online learning system where you can test yourself in each of the topic areas for the GCSE papers. And lastly, I'm going to show you on the Google Classroom where you can find our extra revision resources, which we put in there especially for our Year 11s. Okay, here I'm briefly going to show you how I would use an exam paper to help me revise. First of all, this isn't so much a revision technique, but a reminder of an exam technique I want you to really get in the habit of using, and that's what we call bugging the question. Okay, bugging the question is about boxing the command word. In this case, we have a discuss question, underlining any key terms. So fitness testing is an appropriate way of measuring Matthew's sporting ability. Is it an appropriate way is the key terminology for me there. And then the G for bug is to glance back at the question regularly as you would answer it. Over to how we can use this as a revision tool. The best way I think you can use this is alongside a mark scheme, which you'll be given by your teachers shortly. And in a question like this, which is 5 marks, when you actually look at the mark scheme, what you'll see is there's 12 different options which the markers will be looking for. And if you're unsure on how to answer this question, first of all, have a read through those 12 options, and then for you as an individual, highlight and pick out those top 5 in this case, because it's a 5-mark question, that you feel would be best to use and that you find easiest to remember in future. So I've now picked out my 5, and in this case I can then transfer that information to the answer as good practice for future. In your Google Classroom, click on the class you want to use, in this case GCSE PE. Once you're on this page, if you go to classwork at the top, you'll find all the different topics you've learned down the left-hand side. You can simply click on a topic, for example, anatomy, physiology, and go through all of the teaching slides that are available that you've used in your lessons throughout the year. Alternatively, if you go to the very bottom of the topics, you'll find one called revision aids. And within this section here, there'll be lots of different materials which you can use to help you revise, such as specific paper 1 content. There'll be a paper 2 one uploaded soon, and lots of other little tasks to use. Another really fantastic revision resource is Seneca Learning. I believe you're already set up on this with your teachers. If not, ask them and they can get you added to the course, no problem. If you go to your courses, you'll find physical education and make sure you've got the AQA specification. Once you've clicked on there, down the left-hand side, you'll find all of the different topics for paper 1 and paper 2. It's entirely up to you which topic you want to do. If you wanted to go and look at muscles, for example, you click on the area, wait for it to load, and then simply go start learning. Firstly, you're generally presented with lots of information, about the information you need to know for that particular area. And then afterwards, it gives you little test questions to fill in.